Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Robert Raven here. Today we're going to read episode 2 of our story campaign. Road to Ash is the name of episode 2. Let's jump right in. As they come into what is now a defiled wasteland, they hear a voice within their heads that says the following: the Ashen Vale wasn't always defiled. Brug says, "I don't like this place. Strange voice in head. We leave now, yes?" Sable then looks at Brug before saying, "Good instinct means you're paying attention. I didn't realize you were that intelligent, Brug, but I do agree with you. We shouldn't be here." Lyra then whispers, "Those bodies, do you see them? I think they're petrified." Khalil then says, "Oh shit, what is that?" As the wind begins to howl, and as the whispers of the dead can begin to be heard from all around. A voice begins faint before getting closer and closer. Then Lyra freezes in fear. "Lyra, did you hear that?" she says in a faint, scared voice as her lips begin to quiver. However, the others simply shake their heads no. And as they choose to continue, they have yet to realize something had already noticed them, and it was following carefully. And then episode 3, since episode 2 is so short, we'll do episode 3 also, is First Blood. While setting up camp for the night, Brug says, "I take first watch. Me like guarding. I can do." Sable then looks at Brug with a smirk before saying, "You by yourself? I think not. I will take the first watch." Just then, just before dawn, a group of 3 shadowy shaped creatures begin to surround the campfire, waking 3 out of our 4 adventurers as they feel a cold chill run down their spines. Khalil springs awake, first with weapon in hand, swinging wildly while yelling, "Come on, fight me one-on-one. If you have the guts to come on out from hiding, I'll be here when you're ready." Lyra is the next to awake as she begins to cast a spell by raising her hands out in front of herself and saying the following incantation: "Light in the dark, bring forth my spark. Night to day, purify the decay. In me the light shall breathe." Then light begins to burst forth from her hands before condensing into an orb of light that goes forth before exploding in a burst of sunlight. These things are monsters. There's no life in them, Lyra screams as she realizes her spell doesn't work. Sable then wakes up groggy and says, "What are we killing?" before looking around. "Wait, there's nothing here. I'm going back to sleep. See you all in the morning." Then Sable does just that, lays down and goes back to sleep. Then Brug wakes up. not from the cold chill that ran down his spine, but from the feeling of something sitting upon him as he awakes and throws his arms forward as if giving someone a hug. He felt a cold chill caress up against his arms as he unconsciously and unknowingly crushes one of the shadow creatures. It dissolves into a black mist within his arms. And as this happens, the others, seeing this, feel the death of their own. The shadowy creatures then choose to vanish in the night just as quickly as they had appeared. And as they all lay back down, they hear the narrator's voice breaking the fourth wall again within their heads, saying, "Not everything that moves is alive." Or should I say, not everything that's dead stays still. Thank you all. Like, subscribe, and join us next time for episode 4, The Buried Door.